All right, guys, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. I just made a few announcements as of right now, but let's go ahead and transition over, and we will get started here. Invade North Korea? Probably. Depends on if they go to war with me or not, but only if they declare war. If they just launch a missile or two, I'll just hit them back a couple of times, and then we'll be on our way. Don't really want to screw anything up as of right now. Weebland. Yes, we are playing as Weebland. So let's go ahead and just see the situation as of right now. It's July 1st, 2020. We have a electricity surplus of 58 terawatts. Let's go ahead and see if we have any 3G EPR plants on the way. We do not. Let's go ahead and get some started. We're gonna shift this up for about 1.1 trillion yen. Tax the animation industry and end the suffering. Yes. So we're gonna get that done for 1.1 trillion dollars, 5.5 trillion or yen. 5.5 trillion yen will be the final cost of this nuclear power plant. We're gonna go ahead and get it started here. Let's go ahead and build that. And then that'll be south of Kuriyama. And then energy. We're gonna try to get... We're going to do this for 850 billion yen. We're going to build this one north Tokyo. So we're going to do that for the same amount, 850 billion yen. We're going to build this north of Kyoto, or actually a little bit south of Kyoto. We're gonna get 5 of these done, so 7. That'll be done. 42 billion yen for, or 4.2 trillion yen for each one of those. That'll be 3.1% as our. That'll be 3.1% as our. Debt to deficit in correlation to our GDP. Let's go ahead and go over to taxation, and need to figure a couple of things out. Company tax, if I want to cut that to 35%, 3.6. It's about $36 billion that we're leaving or losing there. We get a lot of the company tax, but that does hurt our economic growth. We actually have the highest in the world, I believe. Industrial pollution. Let's do 3.35. What can we get done? Can we do this for 0.5%? 9.3. So I think, let's go ahead and add this to reform. I'm gonna call this the Growth Act of 2020. We're gonna add that. So that was 9.3 trillion yen that we were gaining off of that, but to make up for the amount of money that we're going to be making, or amount of jobs and growth that we're going to be losing off of that, we're going to go ahead and cut the company tax by about 5%. This will help us get more in terms of economic growth, and it will help businesses just do better and compete better in the international market. Let's go ahead and add that to the reform. That increases our deficit to 2%, but overall we are cutting our deficit by about 1% in correlation to our GDP. Make sure you spend a little when getting that much money or inflation will skyrocket. A good idea, because that's actually what happened in the previous one. Let's go ahead and reinvest this into our economy. Battle against endocrine disruptors. Let's do that. $2.7 billion right there. $3.9. $3.1. No, not right now. Hygiene. Just do the bottom ones. Maybe 1 trillion yen will suffice in spending. Genetic diseases, fight against cancer, fight against AIDS. Yeah, 1.1 trillion yen will suffice. Services, attraction parks. What else do we got? Transportation. What do we have? Can we successfully do that? Yeah, let's go ahead and nationalize the urban transportation sector. It's only 241 billion yen.
It would be
that we are spending on that. Space Control Center is on top of the game, so we're going to ignore that and not patent it. Oh, we're going to refuse it. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and go over to research. Amen, welcome to the live stream. Space research, and let's go over here. Seikatsu program. Orbital probe, yeah, let's go ahead and abandon that. Let's go back. Let's go to Europa. And let's do return of samples to Earth. We're going to name it the same thing. It's going to be called the Seikatsu program. $424 billion yen. 330 billion. I think 330 billion will actually suffice for right now. We're going to do that for 90% because we want to partner with someone, most probably the United States. Let's go ahead and initiate that. Creation of Seikatsu, abandonment of the Seikatsu, and transportation. Let's go over here. Hyperloop. Let's go ahead and build Hyperloop between cities. That'll be connected directly to Kyoto. We have a treasury reserve? In what world do we have a treasury reserve right now? Hang on. Finance? No. Budgets? Treasury reserve of $80 billion. Or 80 billion yen. Why? I want to know how I got this treasury reserve. Because I still have a public debt. I still have a public debt of 1.3 trillion yen. And I said that correctly. That is $1 quadrillion. Not trillion.
Here is our growth forecast.
Not even 100 trillion. That's 1 quadrillion yen. So for some reason, I have 86 billion yen inside of my treasury reserve, while I have a debt of 1.3 quadrillion yen.
Everything is now.
Yeah, that's really odd. We're We're going to say yes to christening the Olympics. Let's go ahead and dismantle the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plants. We're going to get that done. 86 billion yen is going to be paid for it for some reason. That is really weird. But I guess we're going to go ahead and spend that 86 billion yen on dismantling this nuclear plant. How long is that going to be until it's done? 60 days. So should be done within this episode. And we spent that 86 billion yen on dismantling the nuclear plant. Again, I have no idea how I have 86 billion yen in my coffer, in my treasury reserve, whenever I'm running with 1.3 trillion quadrillion yen in my debt. Very odd. Currency, let's go ahead and check. Does look like an inflation is going up. We will increase the interest rates to 4%. That'll cost us 255 billion yen. It's going to be okay for right now. Should encourage savings and with fewer demands, induce deflationary action. And it looks like that our public finances are doing a lot better. Budget deficit is 13 trillion yen.
Just a week to go.
The vote was held. The bill.
And just so you guys know, I do understand how to read the yen. So, you know, it says it right here. I'm not going to go through it every single time that I do it. I'm trying to get used to saying it in yen. Essentially, what we are looking at right here, what you want to do whenever you look at these numbers is that you want to take off 3 digits related to this number. So this says 98 trillion yen is being spent on Social Security, for example. What you want to do is that you want to take out these 3 numbers right here, and you get the actual number in the dollar amount in US dollars. I don't know how to do that for euros, but if you take out these 3 numbers right here, you will see that we're spending $98 billion on our Social Security fund. So that is how to read it in dollars. And then if you know how to say that in dollars, then you can convert that over to euros or pounds if you know the exchange rate there. But yes, that is what you're going to be doing whenever you see that number. So for example, if I actually go over to space research and we go over to the Seikatsu program, you're spending 330 billion yen on this program. That is $3.3 billion because you're taking out the previous 3 numbers that are attached to that number, and then you are subtracting them from the actual number. So if you subtract 3 numbers from this, then it'll equal out to $3.3 billion in US currency. So it looks like that the United States wants to put $5 billion into, or 5% into this program. They actually have the technology for us to continue on this program, and they will give us 17 billion yen. This is $1.7 billion that they will be contributing to the program. Well, actually, a very, very good amount that they will be contributing. My own personal gameplay, they only gave me about like 2%. They gave me 5% right there, which is a very good amount. That figures for unemployment, 4.7% unemployment as of right now. The right-wing billionaire in Japan has been taken hostage. We really want to get him out because we need that money. That's an interesting argument of G7 to include Russia. We'll accept that meeting and we will vote against it. Bihari, welcome to the live stream. They'll execute the hostage in 50 days. This is just the day before the Olympic ceremony opens. Scheduled liftoff of the Mars Hope program. To not Reveal today will be opening the door to terrorists onto planets. I strongly advise you do not negotiate with the abductors. You will save many human lives in the future. What about attacking North Korea? We will not, unless they attack us first. And if they do attack us, unless they declare war, I'm not going to be sending people into a meat grinder. But we will be pelting their military positions with missiles. Then that'll also give me a reason to enact conscription. So, because I really would like to enact conscription into Japanese law, but highly doubt people would like that right now.
Our network.
Apparently, the United States is going to give me 924 billion yen in the next go around. Well, actually, no, that's Japan, so I'm going to give myself 924 billion yen. But apparently, we're only supposed to get 16 billion yen in the next loan. It's kind of weird. But we do owe the United States 26.8 trillion yen. That is $262 billion.
Many people are left in this.
Okay, Mars Hope. Let's go ahead and
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition.
Let's just hope this doesn't blow up. And successful launch. Very successful launch. You see that it continues to go up. We're going to the moon. Actually, they're going to Mars. Wonder if I have an import contract. I do. Iraq. Aha. Space research, will be seeing who wants to join us in our Sekatsu program, see who can give us more of a contribution. And South Korea could be a good partner. Could be 97% funded. Yeah, let's go ahead and accept South Korea. So, we only have to fund an extra 2%. Actually, let's go ahead and see who we can find as an extra partner, and then we maybe if the ESA wants to offer us a hand. Japan is on top of the world at the Tokyo Olympics. So we're gonna wait until about the 17th of August.
Good morning.
Beef. And no. Poland, Sekatsu program. Who should I invite for a meeting on this topic? Not Turkey. Yeah, I'm gonna invite Turkey. Definitely gonna invite Turkey. Let's go ahead and go over to space research and see. South Korea, Pakistan. Oh yeah, Pakistan. Yeah, let's go ahead and invite Pakistan over. 406 million yen. Yeah, that's like an insult. Yeah, I'm totally gonna get them in on this. God, that should be illegal to offer. It's a 330 billion yen project, and you're giving me 406 million yen. That's come on, come on, man. What do you think about the 2021 update? I'm very excited for it. I cannot wait to do. I can't wait to interact with world leaders on a different note, because I feel like the way that it works in the current version is boring, I guess. And free trade agreements is going to be very interesting, because that's going to be a very good way to increase trade relations with other countries, and at least prioritize trade with other countries. Maybe there's like a specific block of countries that you would like to start free trade agreements with, and then, you know, starting the like Trans-Pacific Partnership. That'd be a very, very, very good way to counter influences in trade against places like China. So, I mean, you know, as Japan, you know, I can trade. This is the Extend G7, include Russia. We're going to be voting against it. But yeah, I think that's going to be a good update. And I also cannot wait to, for example, in countries like this, in European countries like the United Kingdom, Germany, parliamentary countries like Japan, it's going to be a renewed focus on actually forming a government. And I still have yet to hear anything from LMR Louis Marie Marquez, so we have yet to hear specific details on what it is. And it has been a month since they communicated what is going on with the 2021 edition, but we have no idea what these features are going to entail. I have yet to see any screenshots of it, but I will let you guys know when I get any news. I'll be making a video about it as soon as I get that news. And waiting for your reply on the Sekatsu, and then we can finally approve it. Let's go over to Europa, Sekatsu, and seriously, we only get Pakistan, Luxembourg, and Malaysia. Okay, let's invite someone specific. Whoops. France, Germany, Australia, Philippines. Let's invite Australia to the Sekatsu, I guess. Let's do this for Tuesday. It'll be a joint Aussie, American, Japanese program. It's going to be like the Triangle program.
Sure. I hope. Yes, it's a.
All right, we get a commitment, and we do sign a support agreement. Very, very fruitful agreement. So we sign not only an alliance, but they also join us in the Seikatsu program. Let's go ahead and go to the next day, and then we'll go over to the Seikatsu. Australia, and they give us 2% commitment. What am I missing? Yeah, whatever. All right. All right, and we get $350 billion yen, 350 billion yen allocated for this program. Current program budget is 351 billion yen. Let's go ahead and approve this program. The validation of the program will release the funds and thus beginning annuities that will be recorded in the research budget. The consortium of validated partner countries will be fixed, and no other country will be able to join. Let's go ahead and approve this program for this, and we get 17 billion yen from the United States, 5.9 billion yen from South Korea, and 8.2 billion yen from Commonwealth of Australia. What's the difference between support and alliance? Someone said exactly what it was. Jadance, thank you so much for saying this. Support is like if they're in a defensive war, they come to your side. So yeah, support is basically like if you're attacked, then they will come to your aid if you are attacked, and then an alliance is an alliance. Like, I mean, I feel like alliance is very self-explanatory. Like, it's basically in any scenario they will come to your aid most of the time. I can never grasp the economic side of the game. That is why I made the economic tutorials. Go ahead and watch the economic tutorial 3.0 on my channel. It should be one of the first videos that you see, possibly. I may have to fix that, but yeah. Watch the economic guide. Look at other economic guides on the game. Prepare for liftoff. Landing in the launch phase. Let's go to research. Well, not research. Space research. Now look at Sakatsu. Is on the preparation phase. These terrorists have executed Takayuki Fujiwara. They have sent this video. Despite this, we can be proud to not have yielded to their blackmail. Fujiwara's funeral will take place in 1 week. Prime Minister, would you like to attend the ceremony? Should I attend the ceremony? Because yeah, we'll make a statement. Muse the Reaper says, I remember using countries like Venezuela, and it took me no time before debts were paid off and huge surpluses. How did you do that? I mean, there's like a YouTuber that tried to. If you're using cheats, like, are you using cheats to do that? Are you using God and Spy? Because if you're using God and Spy, technically that doesn't count. Martian Moon Explorer, increased risk. What's going on with the Martian Moon Explorer? It's going to be on Phobos. Increase the budget. 43 billion yen? Yeah, let's go ahead and double that budget. For some reason, we're only giving it 4... Yeah, no wonder. No wonder. Let's go ahead and double that budget for... that, and then we're gonna double the budget again when it comes back around. Just spam exports of natural resources. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's very smart. How is your inflation, by the way? Like, yeah, you can spam exports, and yes, that's going to get you money, but it's called inflation. That's the thing, is like, is your inflation normal, or is your inflation still abnormally high? Speaking of inflation, let's go ahead and see what's going on in Venezuela right now. 47% deficit, 65% inflation, 20% unemployment, and negative 4.9% growth. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and introduce that into the diet, and then we're immediately gonna turn around and give full funding to the employment agent. How much does that lose? Like, okay, yeah, it was like $52 billion, so we're working with like $52 billion right here. Let's go ahead and do 2 stars. 725 billion yen. Help for employing young people. Help for employing seniors. This will be 1.1 trillion. Combat discrimination, handicap, and gender equality. 1.4 trillion yen. Smiling woman achievement for... It's interesting. I guess it's because of the women's rights. Let's go ahead and look. Women's rights, yes. It's because of the women's rights. So I guess I'm number 1 in terms of women's rights. Sebastian, hi PG, how are you? I am doing well. Got a lot of work to do this week. Also recorded the United States episode 12. Gonna go ahead and try to release that this week, but I will be working a lot this week, so just try to work with my schedule. I'm also working with them on my schedule. They're very lenient. Just say, like, I got a side hobby. I like to keep up with this YouTube channel, so it's finally begun. My Prime Minister will begin to work right now. Public opinion is behind you. There's certain excitement in the department. As a matter of fact, the new budget has already been affected. My partners are thrilled to also strengthen our relations with them. Women's rights are a strange concept. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this game has no... Apparently to Muse, this game has no, like, meaning, but then apparently women's rights are also a strange concept to him. What is my debt right now? Let's go ahead and check. My debt right now is 1.35 quadrillion yen. Again, I like to read that number. I am not getting that number wrong. It is 1.35 quadrillion yen. Not billion, not trillion, quadrillion. That is my debt. Public debt, 1.35 quadrillion yen. Very, 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 very high debt in terms of their national currency. That is about $13 trillion in US currency, just as a comparison. We have a hurricane that hit the Izu and Napo Islands. We're not going to order an evacuation. Maybe it's just a light storm. Current budget and launch date planned reduction of risk goes down 88%. But we need to go ahead and double their budget again. So let's go ahead and double their $86 billion 86 billion yen budget. I've noticed a pattern in your videos. Every time you don't evacuate, everything goes wrong. Let's go ahead and see if that, let's go ahead and see if that comes true. Well, tax on industrial pollution passes. We do wait to see if unemployment will go up, and if it goes up above 5%, and apparently the deficit is now 3.2%. Is America serious when he doesn't evacuate? Thousands die. Shh.
Our infiltrated agent.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do sabotage on their space center. And damaging roofs and ripping out all movable objects. Some trees have been uprooted and the rain is constant. Yeah, see? Every time I don't evacuate, apparently hundreds die. So we just, damage estimate is 8.7 billion yen. It's not that much. Not that much. But hey, $878 million. That's how much that costed. Costed? Is that a word? Costed. We have another hurricane, Gustavs, that is on its way. Fran, early reports, 415 dead, and 2-meter storm tide caused much damage and flooding, Prime Minister, and the region's landscape is devastated. I guess we'll go ahead and order a evacuation next time. 68% is the Martian Moon Explorer program. And issuance of 2.1 trillion yen worth of debt.
Our fiscal
Hurricane in Japan is like stabbing in London just every day an occurrence. Jesus Christ. What's going on with the music? Okay. Apparently that music likes to stop for about 30 minutes before it continues on. Public finances seem to be doing better. They're 2.35% deficit. We need to get that down to about 1%, but we're not going to do it through austerity as of right now. Let's go ahead and check on our power plants. Shut up. Can we go ahead and do a refugee camp? God, I hate hurricanes. They don't show up. It's like a graphical. I need to email them that just like today after this live stream. I need to just say like, okay, hurricanes are really freaking annoying because it's like you can't see, they disappear whenever they show up. Like I can't see them whenever they come in. I have watch. We have another hurricane or typhoon. See how it disappears? You see how it disappears? I don't know what that is. And it's annoying because I can't abort or sabotage. Really? And it's annoying because I can't see when they're coming in. And it looks like a hurricane just hit Hokkaido. Yes. Wait. According to our teams, it seems its size may be a bit exaggerated, and it's just the biggest win. We have nothing to fear, Prime Minister. You wish, despite the data, to order an evacuation in Hokkaido. Okay, we're going to go ahead and refuse to order an evacuation. So I guess there's a little bit of prediction data.
Here is our growth.
Game. Yeah, but it's what I like to do whenever I start a new game, I set up refugee camps all over the country, and especially along the coast, and playing as Japan is quite useful. But the refugee camps, they end up like disappearing after like several days of non-use. I think they do. Oof, hope I'm not too late to stream. We've only been streaming about 43 minutes. We can go on for about another 30 minutes, maybe an hour. Catastrophe prevention. Looks like that the hurricane or typhoon wasn't the worst. Remarkable management of Hurricane. I am desperate to congratulate you on your excellent management of the crisis. The population was warned in time about the passage of the hurricane. Precautions were fully sufficient. Thank you for your prevention policy. Human losses were greatly limited. Let's go ahead and look. 174 people have died as a result of that hurricane. And Gabe, I actually took your advice, and we were playing some Japanese lo-fi. But I don't know if I'm going to get copyrighted for this. So guys, if you guys could go ahead and become a member, donate to the channel if you can, do anything that you can basically to support this channel. I want to do this for you guys, but it has to be at least a little bit profitable every month. I say profitable, it's usually never profitable, but you know, anything helps. So the winds bend the trees, but fortunately so far we have not seen anything else in the air other than the contents of garbage cans and children's balls. Is what I like to see. Did I say crying children's? I didn't mean to say that. Yes, I like to see crying children. I would join, but the economic situation in Argentina is not good. In fact, it's pretty bad. Wow, what's going on there? Or at least all of South America is about to just collapse in economic anarchy. First it was Venezuela, now it's Argentina, maybe Brazil. But we'll fix that in the 2021 edition.
The population of
We're gonna play as Brazil. I'm gonna, good old Gabe is going to give me some pointers. Tell me what to do. Give me some pointers, some advice about Brazil. Tax the gas for more money and less popularity. I don't think I will. Let's go ahead and see. I want to get that up to 60. 670 billion yen. Oh. Let's go ahead and see. That actually might work. Can we get that to 60 yen? And it's only $6 billion. I don't know. We'll try it. Actually nothing happens. 10 billion yen for that southern hurricane, but we have yet to get the cost estimate for the Hokkaido hurricane. We're gonna refuse a meeting with the Chilean Gable. Give me some pointers. Brazil is a breeze to play, other than the fact that it has a massive deficit. It'll also help them with some cultural and political context. That is what I was meaning to say, but I actually kind of forgot. Which is really helpful, especially whenever I am going to play a new country that I've never played before. Especially with the new features of the 2021 edition. And he wants me to play as Jair Bolsonaro. I don't know why, but it looks like I'm going to be playing and envisioning Jair Bolsonaro's vision. This good old man, beautiful man right here. Look at him. Look how Jair Nisabaro. Very beautiful. Apparently he's already giving financial aid to political parties across the country. Yeah, secret. It's a secret on Gabe's part that he's a fan of Jair. Just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I think we're. Ooh, what's happening? Okay. Discrimination. We felt unhappy about the increased fuel tax. We will consider a discriminatory measure that targets drivers. Oh man, I'm laughing in the faces of the many people.
The bill has been voted.
Affected. Endocrine disruptors, but should remind you of the harmful effects of endocrine disruptors. These substances that are found in numerous consumer goods such as packaging, cosmetics, pesticides, plastics, etc. are a significant health threat, causing birth defects and cancers, among other things, especially in our children. We should devote more resources to studying, controlling, and banning the most potentially dangerous, like what has already been done in numerous countries for bisphenol A, found in many baby bottles, for example. Driver's rights? What the hell? What is it? It's the protest? It's a random protest? That was a random protest. It's because I increased the fuel tax by like 3 yen. Which, by the way, in like US dollars, that's like 3 cents. By the way, if we have any Japanese viewers watching, I'd like to get some donations in yen just to see how much I get. The associations on this game are dumb. I don't know. I mean, they're actually really interesting to work with. It's very, very fun to micromanage, especially whenever you're having to actually. There's been a couple of cases where I've actually had to start meeting with them just because I know I'm not going to win an election. Japan has developed super heavy rockets. Ooh, does that mean that we are going to be doing a little bit better in terms of the Martian Explorer program? 172 billion yen. Want to get that up to about 500 billion yen? They're way too easy to bribe. I seldomly ever bribe. I like to I like to do things without having to be a little too corrupt, because I don't like being corrupt. That's why I'm a horrible player at this game, is because I don't like to take advantage of things unless I have to. Like, bribing is a last resort for me. Building a base of support and stripping votes based on them on polling data alone is worth having them. Yeah. You guys have any questions, definitely do ask Crab Rangoon. Any questions you have on this game. He is an expert on this, and he's going to be working with me in order to build more guides for the game. And also, big thanks to him for becoming a member of this channel. do appreciate his support that he gives this channel and to me. Never used God and Spy, would just ruin the game. I used to have God and Spy, but as you can see, I do not have it anymore. So I have to work without God and Spy. The only time I ever used God and Spy is whenever I was just looking at certain aspects of the character. Which, speaking of, I think they gave me a code for God and Spy, and I haven't downloaded it yet. No, wait, I think... No? Yeah? No? They did? Well, I have it activated on the other one. I think. I'll have to look. Korea went from green to gray. I did notice that. Maybe it was a power struggle. Maybe something happened. Center-left, conservative rightist. Ban Ki-moon is still in power, so nothing has changed. Nice taxes will direct your attention to the potential gold mine for the state that intends to be neglected, which is the taxes on the highway system. It is advantage being less head-on than a direct levy and allow the development of other transportation infrastructure to lead to funds collected and to be environmentally friendly. We should expect that some resistance from commuters, but ultimately it's taxation that is worth its weight of gold. Just yeah, I know. They need to change that. Just say like toll taxes or something like that. Tax the highways, something. Looks like we just completed one nuclear plant. Assassination of Atsushi Hazaki. I don't know who Atsuki Sasaki was, but it was not a cabinet member. What live streaming software are you using? I'm using OBS. Did you check your internet connection thing? Are you talking about this? Environment, where is it? Demography. I wonder what this is. Population density, 860. Communication. Internet users. What is my internet speed? Average internet speed, it is 19,000 megabytes per second? Or is it... Hang on. 77 megabytes per second. So my average... So this is gigabytes. Okay, so it's 19.5 gigabytes per second is my average. That's a lot. But the United States, it is 16 gigabytes per second. Ban all unions and arrest all leaders. I am never putting you in charge of anything, Muse. Straightest for everyone, men and women. Yeah, let's go ahead and... I apologize for this, Muse, but we're going to go ahead and enact a specific law. Legislation on street harassment. We'll go ahead and introduce that into the diet.
In a statement sent to... I'd like...
How much longer do we have before these nuclear plants are done? We got 4 days. Let's go ahead and go 4 days. Oh, I thought I did Hyperloop. I guess we didn't. And next day, ecological response. Let's go ahead and see what our surplus is. 184 terawatts is our surplus. That is awesome. Surpluses. And guys, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Guys, if you want to see more content like this, hit the bell notification icon. And if you want to be a part of the 2021 giveaway, go ahead and share my channel, subscribe to the channel, and let's hit 5,000 subscribers by July 4th, or at least by the time 2021 releases. That is going to be the goal. The goal that I have set for right now is July 4th. It is June 13th. I need to get to 5,000 subscribers. Share the channel. Get people to subscribe to me. Go ahead and just like, it's not just gaming. It's podcasting. It's politics coverage. It's everything in between. So let's go ahead. It's politics coverage. It's gaming. It's politics gaming. That's the reason why I named it that. So they like gaming. They like politics. Tell them to subscribe to Politics Gaming. Will you play BF 2042 when it comes out? I have yet to watch the trailer, but I actually might get it. I don't know. I'll look into it after this. Space. When are we going to launch? 2024. Probably won't even be done until like 2037 or something. What do you have to Game Plus? I don't know. Thank you for telling me. Sometimes I pause it just because it's just to kind of like keep an eye on what's going on, just so nothing comes in, like, kind of like slaps me in the face. So it's like not like a whole like protest or like 3 wars start at the same time or something like that. Public finances, we're doing a lot better. Legislation.
The bill has been voted on and the law has been passed.
Yes.
The bill has been voted.
Shut up. Bill has been voted on and the law has been passed. Like, okay, I get it. Minimum wage. What is our minimum wage? 136,000 yen is our minimum wage. It's about $1,300. Criminalization of street harassment, a major step toward equality. The law has just went into effect to put an end to the stretch of male chauvinism that permeates our country. This will not solve all of our problems, but it will give women a sense of freedom in public places. Bravo for your courage. Have you checked your crime rate? Let's go ahead and check the crime rate. Over to police. Japanese minimum wage workers be stacked. Yeah, you want to see their GDP per capita. Crime rates is 0.3%. Policemen per 1,000 capita is 2.2. Number of police officers 281,000. Drug addiction rate is 0.02%. And violent deaths 0.25%. Killed on road accidents per year is 3,500. 3,500. 44,000 are killed a year in road accidents. That's another thing I'm actually really excited for in 2021 is the management of the causes of mortality. It's going to be a new feature that we are going to be able to play with in this, and I think this is one example of management of the causes of mortality. So management of causes of mortality, you know, it's going to be road accidents, it's going to be cancer, it's going to be things like that, and the things that you're going to be able to be putting funding into is going to be the types of mortalities that you're going to be able to be managing. I'm surprised Libya even has roads. Yeah, 44,000 people a year. What's going on in Libya? But apparently the world average is about 20,000. Salary is 392,000 yen. But let me go ahead and show you guys something right here. GDP per capita in Japan is 4.5 million yen. That is about $45,000 in US currency. because nothing makes a currency value unless that currency has value. The thing about it is that, you know, you could have 4.5 million yen, but that's only $45,000. And then you have to account for that is the average amount of money that everyone has to take home, and then that they can spend on luxuries, on food, on groceries, on everything else in between. So is 4.5 million yen stacked? He's so far gone, almost sad to watch. Who would be surprised if Biden was still alive in 2024? Oof. You got Boris Johnson over there. What are you talking about?
Our inf-
Industry. Let's look. Great Public Bionics. 10 billion. Oof. Our deficit is seriously starting to go down. Inflation is flattened. That's awesome. That is awesome. What about finance? Growth is stagnating again. So we need to go ahead and lower company tax to 33%. National Festival, and let's go over to industry. Let's go over to automobile construction. Let's look at this. Trade balance is 1.5 trillion yen. Sales is 31 trillion yen. And profits is 277 billion yen. Productivity index is 3.5. And income tax is only 0.5. So let's go ahead, think about it real quick. The price, 3.6 million yen. We have a contract for this. We do. A very profitable, increasing its production is not in our best interests. But let's go ahead and exonerate the sector. Computer hardware industry, 3.7. We'll exonerate this as well. And building, housing, and roadway. Trade balance is negative 2 trillion yen. Sales is 32 trillion yen. And profits is 5.5 trillion yen. Productivity index 71. Holy crap. Holy crap. That is the highest that's the highest productivity index I've ever seen in this game. Let's go ahead and look. Products, so that is 695 billion yen. 174 billion yen, so that is about $1.7 billion in US dollars. And the United States is doing about $6.9 billion. Maybe we should think about canceling that automobile construction contract. How much is it worth? 7.05 trillion yen. And it might be hurting our economy more than it is helping it. Let's go back. Contract. Detailed. So the price, closer to our usual rates, it will allow us to sell a portion of our production. The contract represents a significant improvement to our economy, but it is not very profitable, and increasing its production is not in our best interest, and it will have a moderate impact on unemployment. So if we do cancel it, it's going to have an impact on unemployment. go over to culture. Culture. Let's look. Animation films. Yeah, they definitely do have a funding priority on this. Let's go ahead and fully fund the animation film category. Construction. $10,000 seats. I met several Japanese people in real life. Although it is the United States, so it's kind of why. Currency. Take on Disney. Yes, it's going to be the battle of the ages. Disney animation versus Japanese anime. Supersonic plane. Yeah, we're not going to patent that for right now. I already checked environment and food safety. I actually gave a little bit more funding to organic farming and 1.36% growth in 2020, and GDP is now at 571 billion yen, or 571 trillion yen, rather. Can't wait for it to get to 1 quadrillion yen. That would be very interesting for us to get to. 1.6 quadrillion yen is how much the Chinese economy is worth, and the United States is worth 2 quadrillion yen. Anime only appeals to weirdos and autists. Apparently. Vladimir Putin.
Here are the G.
Vladimir Putin says, just a little. I need to make a meme about
The bill has been...
Comrade Putin is here. Welcome to PoliticsGaming, Comrade Putin. Alright, the new year. We got new...
Our info.
We get the new year, and we get new company taxes. It's imperative that we take the offense and remain in the domain of space research. Other major countries have made their ambitions quite clear. Let's not miss the boat in conquest of space because it is rapidly being considered a significant economic and geopolitical issue. So I urge you to begin an ambitious and innovative program and invite other countries to participate in order to increase our chances of success. Let's think about it real quick. The International Space Station ISS TH-001. What do you make? I was actually going to ask you guys the same thing. What do you guys think about Netanyahu being ousted as Prime Minister of Israel? My thoughts on it. Not really a big fan of him. Not really for him. Not really against him. I believe that Bibi was... I don't think he necessarily made the situation in the Middle East any better. So we'll see what someone else has to put on the table. Construction and space and launch of space probe that will orbit a celestial body in the solar system. This mission will allow us to gather a lot of scientific data, which is cartography, composition of the soil, and atmosphere and meteorology. So let's go ahead and do 3 separate missions. We're gonna do... I'm gonna go ahead and get some names real quick. For one, this is going to be... You guys see something weird real quick. You're just seeing a picture of the Kanto region, but... We're gonna do this. We're gonna call this... the Tenkujin space probe. Well, is it going to be a space probe? Space probe with landing. Okay, yeah. Let's go ahead and do this one. Space probe with landing on Uranus. $2.5 billion. We're going to fully fund that 100%. And for those who are wondering what this means, Tenkujin means Father Sky. This is going to be the Tenkujin space probe, otherwise known as Father Sky. And if you don't understand why I call it Father Sky, Uranus or Uranus was the father of all of the gods of Olympus. So they call him Uranus or Uranus or Uranus, and he was the god of the gods. Not even the Olympic gods, but the father of the Titans, because the Titans and the gods were completely different. So Uranus or Uranus was the god of the Titans. So that's why I like to call it Father Sky, because it's about the father of all of the gods. And then Neptune is going to get a space probe with landing. We're going to call this... What can we call it? What should I call it to Neptune? I think we're gonna call it Kaio. Kaio, space probe with landing. We're gonna give it roughly the same amount of money to be funded as with the Father Sky program. We're gonna fund it 100%. And Venus. Venus will get a manned mission. $86 billion. Wow. Sending a crew of astronauts to land on Venus, the planet closest to Earth, because of the very inhospitable conditions on this planet. High temperatures, extreme pressure, and absence of oxygen. The crew will fly into the upper atmosphere where it is less hostile in a floating module and explore by flying at a high altitude. This would be a very expensive program. That is 20 trillion yen. That is about $201 billion that we would be spending on this program. So we would definitely have to go with other countries in tow. But let's go ahead and do an exploration robot. And this will be called... Let's go ahead and think about it. Think about it. If you guys have any suggestions, go ahead and leave them. I could hear him type. Yes. How can you hear me typing? It's kind of weird. I'm gonna have to check. If you guys can hear any background noise, please let me know. Let's think about it. Venus is going to be... Let's think about it. Inhospitable. Because I want the name to make sense. That's what I like to do whenever I make these programs. I like the name to make sense. I'm still thinking. Give me a second. You may hear me typing. I need to figure out a way to I need to get a new like boom arm, honestly. So apparently JAXA, the space program for Japan, actually does have a it was launched. Oh, they actually launched this back in 2010. It was called the Akatsuki. Akatsuki. It's literally a ship in World War II. But I know that's probably wasn't named for. But it was called Akatsuki. And that launched in 2010, but it was a climate orbiter. Study the climate of Venus. Okay, actually, someone gave a really good name suggestion. Or was it Wilderness? Koya. We're gonna call it the Koya. We're gonna give that 335 billion yen. Koya. Koya means wilderness in Japanese. Yeah, so we're gonna call it the Koya. And we'll fully fund it 100%. And we will create this as a program. All right, we have 3 new space missions planned. We could also think about going to Titan. Maybe Callisto. Maybe even starting a new space station. Oh, you have 3 new Mercury P. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. But we have 3 new programs coming up. We have the one that is going to go to the second closest planet to the sun, which is Venus. And Venus will be the Koya program. This is going to be a space rover that is going to ride around Venus. Just since, you know, the only times that we've ever gone, we've only sent stationary rovers. This will have to be the first space rover to go around on Venus. And then we have the Tenkujin space probe that will land. Now, we say land, but it's not going to land. It's going to enter the atmosphere of Uranus. Tenkujin means Father Sky in Japanese. And then we have the Kaio program, which is going to do the same thing on Neptune. And then we are going to get the same data from Neptune. And Kaio means... It's going to mean Kaio... What did that mean? It means ocean in Japanese. So yeah, Kaio. What that means. So Kaio means ocean. So that's what I like to do depending on what country I'm playing on, especially whenever I'm playing as Japan. I like to name them specific names and then get the Japanese translation of that name. And then so, you know, we have ocean, we have Father Sky, and then we have wilderness right here. Would be great to have a galactic expansion happen in my lifetime. Yeah, I would like that too. We were born too early to explore the stars. We were born too late to discover the world. We're right in the middle. Tenkuchen, Kaio, and Koya. Budget deficit at 2%. Annual debt reimbursement is 27 trillion yen. So it's a pretty high number. New political family. He says that I should change parties.
Here is our growth forecast.
He agrees that the 1960 space race was way more cool than today. I actually disagree with that. The space race today is going to be very exciting, especially as the 2020s start to unfold. We have more, and we're going to get high-definition images of humans on the moon. We're going to see that in about 3 years, where we will see the first steps on the moon since 1972, which is very exciting to me, and I'm very excited. That is actually one of the biggest things from the Trump administration that I believe is very important to us, that we are going to be reinstating our footprint in the in space. We're gonna go to Mars in the next 10 years. We're gonna go to the moon and start setting up operations on the moon in the next 10 years. I don't want to see a moon landing again. You never saw a moon landing. That's the thing. Like, you can look up a video, a very blurry video of Neil Armstrong putting his foot on the moon, but you did not personally see that. Your parents probably didn't even see it. Your grandparents did. We haven't been there since your grandparents were able to see the moon landing. So, in my opinion, we need to go back. We need to go back. We need to start setting up operations on the moon. And the thing about that is that there's resources on the moon that will make it cheaper for us, because it's already becoming cheaper right now because of private companies being able to set up operations and launch munitions, or not munitions, companies right now are able to kind of make federal programs cheaper just because they're helping us. I mean, we're going to the moon in a partnership with SpaceX. Forgot these things worked. You get my point. We've already done it. Yes, we have already done it, but it's the point that I'm trying to make right now. The thing about it is that if I go over, let me go ahead and pull up the moon right now. The thing about it is like there's water ice on the moon. The thing about water ice on the moon is that is a component to liquid rockets, because you need water to make liquid, correct? So if you set up operations on the moon, then getting to that little red planet that you so want to see is going to be a lot cheaper than just using the moon. It's going to be a lot cheaper because we're going to be able to use the moon as a launching platform. Because the thing about launching rockets is the reason it is so expensive is because of the amount of gravity that the Earth has. It is a very large planet. It is a very large entity that has a lot of gravity that it uses to pull us down and our rockets down. But if you start launching those rockets from the moon, then you're going to be able to launch rockets from the moon that will have a trajectory to Mars, because the moon is basically a big slingshot that the Earth has rotating around itself every 30 days. And if you set it up right and you set up the trajectory right, then you can start launching things from the moon to Mars for like a fraction of the price that we're launching it from Earth. It's very economical for us to go to the moon Not only because we can mine the moon and use the resources from the moon to start benefiting the economies of Earth. There's tons of economic reasons we can go. There's tons of scientific reasons we can go. I mean, it's endless. The opportunities are endless for us to go to the moon. A lot of people are saying, like, well, we need to spend the money now on, education. We need to spend the money to have me go to college. We have to spend the money to do whatever I want. And that is true. But, like, it is going to benefit your kids and your grandkids for us to be on the moon. And then eventually, within this century, we could be setting up bases on Europa, on Callisto, on Ganymede. We could be on Titan. We could be in the outer depths of the solar system like Neptune or even Pluto, depending on what's going on there. And then that will be the basis of us in the next several centuries expanding our reach into the galaxy, into Alpha Centauri, into Bernard Star. Basically, if we start now by simply going to the moon, by the end of the century, by the year 2100, we could be on the moons of Saturn, of Neptune. And then in the next century after that, we could be at Alpha Centauri. And in the next century, we could be in a depth of the galaxy that we have no idea. We could be discovering what it's like to be near a black hole. We could be just making all of these different discoveries. And then maybe in the next century, we could discover intelligent life, whether it's going to be dangerous for us or whether it's going to be peaceful for us to discover that life. So the benefits of it, you may not see it in your lifetime. I'm not going to see it in my lifetime. But the technological advancement that we can make by investing into science, by investing into space research, and investing into space travel is going to be endless. And your kids, your grandkids, and the generations that come after you are going to benefit from that. But that's enough me ranting about space research and space travel. I've been streaming for an hour and a half. I'm going to go ahead and end it right here. But I'm going to read chat for a little bit longer. That moon landing is going to be more thought-provoking than people think. Yes, I agree. Because the moment that happens, it is going to be the most watched event in human history. You think that people watching Queen was a lot of people. You think people watching the moon landing, whenever it happened, was a lot of people. When the moon landing happened, 500 million people tuned in to watch the moon landing across the planet. I predict that at least 3 to 4 billion people, maybe half of the world's population, will watch the moon landing. And there will be generations of people that will be inspired by the moon landing in 3 years. National and international law will have to change a bit, quote unquote, because anything out there is still considered human heritage or something like that. Nobody can exploit anything yet. I actually would have to look into that. And then Crab Rangoon says, crawl before running. We aren't as advanced as people like to think. This is all so very new in human history and in recent living memory. The moon is important for space exploration. The moon is just a stepping stone for our future. The moon is where it starts. It's not going to start on Mars. Because a lot of people are saying, we've already been to the moon. Why do we have to go back to the moon? Because if you want to get to Mars, we need to go back to the moon. The moon is where it starts. It's not going to start just like Crab Rangoon makes it perfect. You have to crawl before you run. Sometimes you run before you crawl. But we start at the moon and that'll get us ready to watch us walk, because it's like a 3-part trilogy. You start at the moon, you start a couple of missions at the moon, and then you go right to Mars. So moon landing, I think we'll have more than that though. Yeah. That's why I'm saying the moon landing is probably going to have like 3 or 4 billion people, like probably more than half the world's population tune in, like, to watch someone put their foot on the moon. And the thing about it is, and that's why it's a space race, because it's going to be American boots on the moon. It's not going to be Chinese boots. It's not going to be Russian boots. It's going to be American boots. And that will send a message to the world that the Americans are back, we're starting another space race, and we're going to get to Mars first. But I've already been streaming for an hour and a half, and I've been spending like 20 minutes just ranting about space exploration. Don't ever get me started on space exploration, because it's always going to be a fun topic for me. That is one of the other things that I am very passionate about is space exploration. I absolutely believe that it is a very imperative that we need to reinvest into space, into science, into technology. But yeah, I've been streaming for an hour and a half. I'm gonna go ahead and call it here, guys. If you guys like this, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Guys, if you guys want to see more content like this, hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything that I post to my channel, whether it's memes, whether it's live streams, whether it's new videos to the United States series, or even the upcoming Brazil series. Make sure to hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any updates for the 2021 edition. And guys, I will see you guys in the next one. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. I want to hit 5,000 subscribers by July 4th. I don't know how many times I have to say that, but it seems to be working. I'm about 70 subscribers from the recording of this video. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and share the channel. Get people to subscribe to me. And at 5,000 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway of the Power and Revolution 2021 edition, so don't miss that. Guys, hit the bell notification icon, hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to this live stream, and I will see you guys in the next one.